I think at first Namor is gonna be with the Avengers, the Fantastic Four, obviously, because he's gonna be with the Condens. And I do think at some point they're either gonna hide someone like Sentinel, Sentry, try to keep him away from Doom because they don't want him. They don't want Doom touching not the Void, that Void, not But yeah, so I think it's. I had heard somewhere like a theory about that. But I think eventually Doom is gonna do his manipulation shit. He's gonna. I don't think it'll take much manipulation because Namor. This seems like Namor's gonna side with Doom and saying we need to take out. We need to go and take out this one universe, whoever it is, to save ours. And I think Namor's gonna be like, yeah, fuck it, let's kill him.
I don't know, man, because if you look really closely,
he does that in the comic.
He sides with Doctor Doom, yeah.
Well, not even as far as siding with Doctor Doom. It's like the heroes realize that the Illuminati. I won't say heroes.
Yeah, it's Illuminati.
Yeah.
So they realize what's going on, and Namor is like, yeah, no, fuck that, destroy them before it even gets up. So that him taking that stance, I wouldn't be shocked at all if he did do that.
I think he is gonna take that stance. Yeah.
That would be crazy though, because I noticed one of the things that I also noticed was in the trailer, his armor and Shuri's armor both have hints of blue, black, and gold in them. So I think that they came to like an alliance type deal, because it looks like they're now incorporating their own materials from either Talokan and from Wakanda into each other. And so I think that would be mind blowing to have Namor be like, yeah, we've been cool for X amount of years. Yo, kill that universe.
Right.
I think that'd be crazy. But I think it would add, which is what I say all the time. So if I think it would add a lot of weight and a lot of gravity, because you're like, okay, well, we were just allies for X amount of years. Mm-hmm. And now you're talking about wiping out an entire universe of people. But here's what I'm gonna say. Call me heartless or whatnot, but correct me if I'm wrong, our universe is the one with, this sounds meta as fuck, but like, we're focusing on this universe, right? Like if I'm in my own universe, someone comes up to me and tells me, yo, all we have to do is just wipe this other universe out and we'll be fine. Okay. I don't know anybody else in that universe. Like I know that I have to protect the people that I'm supposed to protect here, because if I don't, then I'm going to feel like shit. Now, granted, the other universe is probably feeling that way, but I'm not going to that universe. I don't have the ability to travel to that universe. So what the fuck am I gonna care?
Nobody will, because they'll be gone. So
and we will still be here.
Yeah, my thing is, but if you're a person like Captain America. You think that we really about to do this? And now you got two of their ass with the same moral compass, basically. You see what I'm saying? Black Panther probably not gonna go for that. What? You know what I'm saying? Or he might. You never know when you get to like that king level. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think Reed Richards is even gonna. Yeah.
So I guess the thing I want to know is, right.
Mm-hmm.
So if you read, or just the whole Fantastic Four as a group, or Doom, what makes our universe special? So like you are Doctor Doom, you are Fantastic Four. Why come to Shuri? You go see Shuri. He said he needed, her brain because he exhausted all her resources, right?
Yeah.
But if you are those characters, you kind of have to fall in between because you're not from either world. So what's stopping you from going to that other universe and giving them that same plea? So it's like, what stance they gonna take? Because where are they gonna go? Why is Doom pick our universe? Like, there's so many questions that need to be asked. Like,
Doom picks our universe specifically because of Captain America. Steve Rogers going back and creating his own little timeline, his own little pocket, little pocket of like happiness, is going to cause an incursion that's going to fuck over Doom's universe. And so Doom's gonna come to us and be like, over it,
How does that fuck over his universe if the incursion hasn't happened yet? Unless the incursion is between the two universes.
Correct. I think that's what it is. So Doom is taking the stance of, we're just going to wipe out 616 so that I can keep mine.
Right. But then how will we figure in the X-Men from a whole different
That's what
universe.
I was about to say. I think it's their universe because I think that's how we're going to get, and this is going to be the closest thing we're going to get to an Avengers versus X Men.
But we need to figure out the
Right.
playing grounds first before we just start making these assumptions. Because
Exactly.
at
Yeah.
at the end of the day, there's so many other things that we still got to get to, right? So we got anchor beings, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
How they gonna
Yep.
do that, right? Now you're adding these new kids that may or may not be kidnapped. Captain America, Thor's daughter. Like we don't know.
Nexus
And then
beings.
we got, right, the Nexus
Yep.
beings, incursions. There's a lot. There is a
There's
lot.
a
This
lot.
multiverse is
I'm telling you, man, this movie is probably going to be 3 hours long. I'm telling you.
like
Oh yeah,
Deadpool
for
and
sure.
Wolverine really like
Right. Like
cemented that anchor being shit as a
both of them are. Yeah. These.
Sometimes I think the anchor being shit is a little silly. Like you telling me just because Iron Man died, my whole universe gotta die. That doesn't seem.
so the
It's a.
theory
It's,
I the theory I heard is if they all come from one central timeline, which we don't know which one it is, you know what I mean? Right?
Mhm.
Each branch come from somewhere else. The idea is whoever caused that branch indirectly becomes the anchor being. You cause a new universe, so basically inserting yourself as the anchor being. So when you die, the branch that you created is gonna tether away. Do you see what I'm saying?
So that means Captain America was our anchor being.
No, he would be the anchor being to whichever universe he was went to. Like he just created a new one. You see what I'm saying? Like
right. No, I think. Are they saying that Tony Stark was the anchor being?
they never told us.
They
It's
have.
all up.
Yeah. I
That's
have
what
a
I'm saying.
Yeah.
616
feeling.
doesn't feel like it has one. It's either got to be Cap or Tony. It's got to be one of the two.
I'm inclined to agree. Yeah. It's got to be one of those two. It could. Did they say who was the anchor being and because yeah, that's right. They said it was Wolverine, which
They said it was that specific Wolverine, which I'm
Yeah.
like, okay. In my opinion, I feel like it would be more of like a Magneto or a Professor X character. You're only making it Wolverine because
he's the most popular
he's
X Men.
he's the most popular X-Men aside
Well,
from
I mean,
Cyclops.
based off what they've already done, it just makes that so you can't back away now. He's been the most popular, so the shit they already did is cemented. Like my
Mm-hmm.
man's time traveled.
He did. Days of Future Past.
He already into it with the TVA for that, low key. You see what I'm saying?
Well, see, but that's the weird part is, and this is where it gets frustrating because in Deadpool and Wolverine, Deadpool was like, well, what about Steve Rogers? What about the Avengers? He's like, nah, they were supposed to do that.
Well,
So by proxy,
well, that
Doom
was
is
Loki,
supposed to.
right?
Oh yeah, excuse me, Loki. That
Yeah,
wasn't
Loki.
Loki. They were like, well, what about the Avengers? They time traveled this and did that, and they were like, yeah,
That
no,
was for
no, that was
Nexus
supposed
being.
to happen. Mm-hmm.
Well, because they said the Avengers, they never did specify about Steve Rogers doing what he did.
Which is technically at the end of the movie and not sanctioned by the Avengers. So
I mean, no, but it felt like they were essentially encompassing like all of Endgame was supposed to happen.
Because that's
If
true,
it
'cause-
wasn't supposed to happen, Steve Rogers would have been caught. He'd have been Deadpool and Wolverine. They had approached him and been like, "You're not supposed to be doing this right now."
Well,
But that was before the
Also-
TVA was introduced to us.
I also got to try to remember where this Loki came from too, because I'm trying to think like, how did Loki?
This Loki came from the
Avengers
original
1.
616 universe, yes. So
Avengers
he's still
1,
616 Loki, but he came from the first Avengers.
Before all the events of what the Avengers did. Like I'm trying to figure
But
out how
the TVA
did he,
exists out of time,
Yeah.
so
Well, I was trying to figure out how did I'm trying to remember when did Loki learn about their
oh,
time.
I see what you're saying, like what you're asking.
Mm.
He goes. I was like, but I'm pretty sure didn't he watch a whole rundown of his own death and all
Oh
that?
yeah, he did. He
He
did.
did. So
Yeah, they made him watch
and
all
he's
that shit.
and he's a god, so I'm sure he can. Like the way he watches shit isn't the same as us, where he can probably just
Yeah. I'm really worried that my boy Loki gonna die again. You're
I
gonna
think-
give me 2 seasons of Loki, and then you're gonna make him, in my opinion, I argued this to my buddy at work the other day. That motherfucker's got more power than Odin. You're telling me that he now sits on a throne for all universes, all time, maybe not all universes, but like all timelines. And you're telling me that Doom is gonna walk up onto his front door and just fucking conquest to Mark. Boom.
Obviously,
They're gonna explain how. Like,
they'll be the last thing that happens, probably.
I think that will be, yeah. I think that's going to be like the goal. Like, how is he going to learn about it? We'll see. I mean, he's Doctor Doom. He's a genius.
Whatever he's doing with these children, it's probably going to give him a massive power boost, or he can get to God status to even take on a person like that.
Especially two of those children being one being Franklin Richards and the other being Love from Thor: Love and Thunder. I know that movie sucks.
Yeah, because she's an embodiment of infinity.
Yeah.
Or eternal.
Eternity, yeah.
Eternity, excuse me.
Here's the theory that I was pitching last video because you wasn't here, right? So the big Avengers that they haven't showed us, right? Doctor Strange, they showed us him going at the end of his shit, right? But we haven't really heard about him since then.
Right, yeah, it was clear.
Yeah. And we know based on the comic books that Doctor Strange worked for Doom for a nice amount of time in the New World, I guess. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And becomes his advisor.
So, if Doctor Strange is one of the guys who does make that choice and say, no, I'm siding with Doom, you feel me? In the comic books, eventually he comes around and then tries to help the Avengers after the fact, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if we're wondering why he does this, I think America Chavez is the first kid that get kidnapped.
I forgot about her.
I forgot about
her. And I think everybody will, right? And it's going to be a big reveal. This is why Doctor Strange has been acting out of pocket because he's trying to get his kid back too. You see what I'm saying? Like, because she's got OP power herself.
She's the only version of herself.
And she can hop dimensions at will, which nobody else can do.
Oh, dude. Doom's going to hold her by the back of the head and be like, open.
You see what I'm saying?
Open this door.
If he's snatching powers, he need that.
Bro,
I need that.
We were talking about, like, if we want to get into, like, Secret Wars, like, I think we're going to see Doom do some real fucked up shit. Like, bro, do you know what he does to the Human Torch? We talked about this yesterday.
Dude, I don't even...
Bro, he turns him into the sun. He makes him the sun. He's just standing up there, just on fire.
Yeah.
He's the sun.
Yeah.
He's
all the time, every day.
Of Battlefield. He's just sitting up there. I'm like, they gonna do my boy Joseph Quinn. He's just gonna be sitting there screaming.
No, don't you do that, because they already did my boy. They already did Chris Evans dirty.
I was saying they're gonna do Eddie Munson. Oh my god, Chris Evans. That's right. Yeah, he got his fucking turned into a fucking.
I don't even care if he pops me like a goddamn blood balloon. No, you can quote me on that.
You know what's crazy, right? So watching Fantastic Four, I had not yet watched the Stranger Things, right? So like I had no idea. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, really?
I seen that movie, and then obviously I just binged the Stranger Things. I'm fucking 4 episodes, and I think I was like, Squires, this Human Torch? And he's like, bro, you know.
That sounds like the hairstyle is what really throws it off.
Yeah,
Stranger Things was the show that really like put him on the map in terms of like people acknowledging his like range of acting, and like I think that's also what made him a perfect Johnny Storm. Is Eddie Munson's character was also, even though he was like quote unquote a coward, he was also very smart in his tactics, right? Like depending on like what he was doing at the time per episode. But like one of the here's my big thing. I'm still underwhelmed by them choosing to cast RDJ as Doom. I'm just gonna say it. You spent X amount of years building up Thanos. You spent a couple years trying to build up Kang. You're telling me that you're going to deliver a Thanos level villain, and yes, I know it's supposed to be higher. I'm just using this as an example because that was the term that was used, as a Thanos level threat in 3 hours when it took you almost 10 years to get to this point. And you just expect to slap RDJ's face on fucking Dr. Doom and be like, that's the boy. I'm not buying it.
I'm sorry, but I don't think there's an actor that could be a better Dr. Doom.
I think they will find a better one.
I think RDJ is.
There probably is.
I think he is.
In the next iteration, I think they will find a better one. I think that's just wishful thinking, maybe. But let's go back to this little Thanos point you just made. I think I disagree because how much world building did they do for Thanos before he
Not a
popped up?
lot. Really not. He only appeared
None.
in a
It
couple
was
No, but it
couple
was
none.
projects.
It
right. But it
was
was the end credit scene. It was the illusion. It was
okay.
the alluding to um,
Hmm.
when at the end of Avengers 1, right? And you're like, oh shit, like Thanos was the one that gave the fucking stone to Loki. He gave him the scepter. Oh shit, Thanos was the one that gave Ronan the hammer. Oh
Hmm.
shit, Thanos is the one that's sending all these people out trying to capture these Infinity Stones. And there's been no build up for Doom. I feel like a lot of the times right
But
now,
that all of that you just said is hype for the fan base because nobody inside of the universe knew that. That's why they still had to
correct,
do
but that's what I'm
all.
saying. There's no hype for Doom building up. It's all you're telling me in a year's time of you dropping trailers of nothing that has to do anything with Doctor Doom. I'm supposed to go into this looking at Robert Downey Jr. Like, if they keep a mask on him the majority of the time, I think that would be better than him removing his mask and be like, RDJ.
I think that
Like,
reveal is going to be saved for something, maybe like a heartfelt moment where it's Steve versus Tony and Spider Man's there or whatever. Who
it
cares?
just, it just, it feels, I've said this once before, it feels lazy. It feels like the MCU was scrambling because they were like, oh, we're losing fans, we're losing money, we're losing all this other stuff because Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr. aren't here. Bring them back. And it's like, yes, does it happen in the comics? 100%. But not bringing RDJ back as a fucking Doctor Doom variant, that doesn't happen.
First off, I need to actually talk because you actually weren't here for that. There's a guy that's a screenwriter, I think. He's some type of
Mhm.
critic. He's worked in movies before. He's worked on like X-Men and stuff like that. He doesn't explain plots, but he says he knows the plot of the movie. He read the screenplay for Avengers Doomsday. He says before he read it, he goes, I was 50-50 on if Tony Stark and Doctor Doom are even variants. He goes, after reading the plot, I'm still 50-50 if they are. So there's not even confirmation that they are variants.
So we don't even think that we're getting a Victor Von Doom. We just think that we're getting another Tony Stark.
No,
So it's
that's the
either
opposite. The opposite that we don't even know
based
if they're
off what you
variants.
don't know if it is just straight up Victor Von Doom or is this Victor Von Doom a variant of Tony Stark for
Right.
whatever reason.
Right.
Oh, like who's the what came first, the chicken or the egg type argument?
We don't know.
Because if if you do use it as vital part of the story, like if they make it make sense, then I feel like everyone's gonna be like, oh, okay. But I actually don't care enough for it to matter. I don't think it
I don't
matters.
care. Like I think he's going to be
See, and
fantastic.
that's what I think is like. Yes, is he going to be? Is he going to probably be very good at the role? Yes, but do I think that they should have brought RDJ specifically back? No, not really. Do I have a fan cast? Also, no.
Here's the
But
thing.
like,
Here's the
it
thing.
just it.
So
Meh.
not to pivot from my point against your point, but to use your point, they probably are anticipating people feeling like, okay, you didn't rush the Thanos of it. Again, no, I feel like maybe you kind of over thinking about that Thanos shit. I think they used the stones first, for sure. And then
Yeah,
it's like, oh, Thanos wants these, but you didn't even get deep into stone lore till further down. You see what I'm saying?
Guardians of the
We were
Galaxy.
still, we were
that's
still
true.
like Age of Ultron was out, and we still finding out new shit about the stone. You see what I'm saying? Like, so I think they just tied that in from what they was writing at that time. Thanos himself
It
even changed
was.
from the first time we've seen.
I was gonna say it's called the Infinity Saga, so that means like since the Infinity Stones were the center point of the whole thing, not Thanos specifically.
Right.
It was just obviously when
Correct,
it
but
came
it
to
was
comic
the
books,
build
you
up
knew
to
it.
Thanos. Like it's the
But I'm
Infinity
Well,
Saga,
saying
so you
no.
that
knew who
Well, that's the
you
thing
there
with
know
the
was
who wields
multiverse.
the Infinity
there was
Stones.
time into Thanos, yes, but again, I don't the same build up that they
I mean,
did for
it's Doctor
Thanos.
Doom
Oh,
though. Doctor
post
Doom.
credit scene,
When it
post
comes
credit scene. This is the new big bad. We've already done that.
when it
By the
comes
time we get to Secret Wars, or shit, Doomsday,
Yes.
2 years, right, from Fantastic Four. So you already kind of got that. You know what I mean?